And ask a super quick follow-up on that. Why wouldn't you, just to see if it does anything to the offense, give him an opportunity to go in there and play?
Yeah, obviously my focus is where we are right now, Mary Kay. That's not my focus.
Focus is where we are right now, Mary Kay. That's not my focus. Hey, guys, can we stop asking these questions? Y'all know this man don't want to play Shedeur.
You know that.
Shedeur not playing yesterday. And I'm pretty sure he mentioned in the locker room that it wasn't his decision. And so, if he had said to you guys, hey, I want to play, I can play.
A lot of people was wondering what the hell is going on with the Cleveland Browns. Now, I am about to tell you guys what sources has been saying, what people in the media is saying that is currently going on with the Cleveland Browns, and it's just hell freezing over for them. I don't believe Kevin Stefanski is going to be the coach next year. I believe Andrew Berry's definitely going to be there. I don't believe Kevin Stefanski is going to be coaching the Browns next year. Kevin Stefanski is pretty much throwing up the big middle fingers to the Browns organization and the Browns coach.
The Cleveland Browns are straight up burning from the inside out right now, and every ounce of heat is locked on head coach Kevin Stefanski. The chaos exploded after rumors surfaced that Stefanski faked an injury for Shedeur Sanders just to keep him off the field. Yeah, you heard that right. The coach allegedly created a fake narrative to bench his own quarterback. Despite Sanders making it crystal clear that he was ready and begging to play, Stefanski refused to listen. He stood there stone-faced, pushing the idea that Shedeur was hurt when everybody in the locker room knew he wasn't. Then came the bombshell. Kay Cabot dropped the truth like a live grenade during her press conference. She revealed that Sanders openly told people in the dressing room he wanted to play, but Stefanski wouldn't budge. He clung to that injury excuse like his career depended on it, and maybe it does. The Browns went out there without their real leader, and the result? Total humiliation. They got absolutely destroyed by the Patriots. Now the only question left is, how long can Stefanski survive this storm before it buries him completely? Even after being publicly exposed, Kevin Stefanski still wouldn't back down. He doubled down in interviews, insisting Shedeur showed up to Saturday practice with some mysterious injury that limited his readiness. Then he claimed he watched him warm up before kickoff and decided Sanders wasn't ready.
What was the thinking behind that and how'd that go?
Yeah, he obviously came in Saturday with his back injury. We were hopeful that he'd be able to move around well enough to suit up on Sunday, but put him through a pregame warm-up, and obviously just didn't feel like he was ready to play.
Come on, man. That's not coaching. That's covering yourself. There's a massive difference between being injured and being benched, and what Stefanski's doing looks way more like control than concern. Fans know it, analysts know it, even the locker room knows it. The whole injury thing just feels like a weak excuse from a desperate coach trying to protect his pride while his team crumbles. Skip Bayless didn't waste a second going off on him either. He blasted Stefanski for being deceptive and scared, saying the coach let Sanders train and warm up before the game, only to yank him last second under the excuse of injury. Skip said it best, Stefanski's lost control of his locker room, and if he keeps this up, he might lose his job next. Skip Bayless didn't pull any punches. He made it crystal clear this whole mess had nothing to do with injury. According to Bayless, this was all about Kevin Stefanski's personal preference for Bailey Zappa over Shedeur Sanders.
They announce on game day that Shedeur has a quote-unquote back injury, yet he did go out to warm up. They watched him warm up and they disqualified him because he's got a back injury. I don't trust it for 1 second. Bailey Zappi I said it 5 times on the show, he's been the unofficial, unstated backup quarterback all along.
He called it what it was. Favoritism and manipulation. Bayless went as far as saying the Browns had been straight up lying to the public, claiming Sanders was the backup when in reality, Zappa was Stefanski's real choice all along. That accusation flipped the entire conversation upside down. It painted Stefanski not as a coach making tough decisions, but as a man playing politics in plain sight. Then came Emmanuel Acho, and he didn't hold back either. He went all out, firing at Stefanski with no hesitation. Acho said Stefanski was deliberately benching Shedeur Sanders from the very start. In his words, this wasn't about injury, this was about control. He claimed Stefanski never intended to let Sanders shine, that the injury was just a convenient excuse for a coach trying to shape the narrative his way. According to Acho, Stefanski built himself a win-win setup. If the team lost, he could blame inexperience. If they won, he could say his plan worked. Either way, Stefanski stayed the hero in his own story. But the backlash didn't stop with the analysts. It hit the locker room too, and that's where things really started to crack. Myles Garrett, the heart and soul of the Browns' defense, finally reached his breaking point. After the humiliating loss to the Patriots, Garrett stepped to the mic and let it all out. You could feel the frustration boiling over. He didn't sugarcoat a thing. He said he was tired of hearing the same weak excuses about the quarterback situation week after week.
I want to win. I don't care how much time is on the clock. They got their starters in. There's a chance we can win. I want to be a part of that. I don't care how dire the situation looks. I'm want to try to make something happen. So I hate coming out of those situations. I hate, that kind of inevitability and not being able to do anything about it. Because I want to win and I'll do anything.
In a tone that silenced the whole room, Garrett said he doesn't care what Kevin Stefanski thinks anymore. Those are heavy words coming from a team leader. He made it clear that while the defense is giving every ounce of effort, the offense is dragging them down. You could see the exhaustion in his face. The man's fighting for wins while the people calling plays keep tripping over their own egos. Garrett didn't stop there either. When asked about how the offense affected the loss, he snapped back that it's the same story every week. He said the team keeps being asked the same questions. Why isn't Sanders playing? What's going on in the locker room? What's wrong with the game plan? But nothing ever changes. The frustration was raw, the emotion real, and the message loud. The locker room's losing faith in its coach. Myles Garrett didn't drop any names directly, but everyone in that locker room and watching from home knew exactly who he was talking about. The frustration was aimed straight at Kevin Stefanski and Dillon Gabriel, and you could feel the tension pulsing through the entire organization. This wasn't just outside noise anymore. It was boiling from within. The locker room is starting to split, and players are finally breaking their silence. Whispers are turning into confrontation, and it's clear that the atmosphere in Cleveland is growing toxic by the day. Garrett's message couldn't have been clearer. There's no room for excuses. Once you put on that Browns jersey, you show up and deliver on the field. No exceptions. And right now, Gabriel's not delivering, plain and simple. Garrett didn't say it out loud, but everyone caught it. He's tired of babysitting an offense that keeps coming up short. The defense is grinding week after week while the offense looks lost, lifeless, and confused. Then Garrett took it one step further. And this is where the real fire started. He aimed straight at Stefanski, calling out his decisions and openly questioning why Shedeur Sanders still isn't starting. Garrett made it clear that if Sanders had been given a chance, the team's entire season could have flipped around. He vented about how predictable the play calling has become. The same tired patterns, the same lifeless drives, the same gut-wrenching losses piling up every Sunday. You could hear the exhaustion in his voice, the kind that only comes when a player feels his effort is being wasted. And once Garrett's comments hit the air, Emmanuel Ocho jumped right back into the discussion, amplifying everything. Ocho said it perfectly. When a star like Myles Garrett starts publicly showing frustration, that's a red flag the size of the stadium. He said, when your leader starts calling for offensive changes, something's deeply wrong. But even then, Stefanski kept doubling down, insisting that Dillon Gabriel is still his guy. That decision has left fans and analysts completely baffled. It's like Stefanski's trying to force Gabriel into being the answer when everyone can see he's not. Ocho said it best. Stefanski's not just making a mistake, he's risking his job by refusing to adapt. And it's not just hot takes. Insiders are whispering the same thing. Stefanski's loyalty to Gabriel isn't about performance anymore. It's about pride, and pride's about to cost him big. The numbers don't lie either. When Gabriel faces a tough defense, he folds. Once defenders pick up his rhythm, he panics, loses reads, and throws bad passes that stall drives or end in turnovers. That's not a leader, that's a liability. Fans see it, the locker room feels it, and the media's calling it out loud. Right now, the consensus across Cleveland is crystal clear. Gabriel's not the solution, and Shedeur Sanders deserves that shot. Every week that Stefanski ignores that reality, the frustration grows louder, the locker room gets colder, and the city's patience runs thinner. The Browns can't afford more excuses, they need results, and everyone knows it starts with finally giving Shedeur Sanders the reins. The season's slipping away fast, and it's clear. The Browns need to shake things up before it's too late. It's time to stop pretending everything's fine and finally let Shedeur Sanders take over this offense. The kid's got the arm, the confidence, and the fire. Everything Cleveland's been missing. If they don't give him the chance now, they might as well wave goodbye to another wasted year. Garrett Bush didn't mince a single word when he torched Kevin Stefanski's so-called offensive strategy. He called it flat out terrible, no matter who's under center. Whether it's Dillon Gabriel or even veteran Joe Flacco, Bush said what everyone's been thinking. The Browns' offense looks like a bad rerun, predictable, lifeless, and painful to watch. And through it all, Stefanski still refuses to give Shedeur a real shot. Bush went further, saying Stefanski's been holding Sanders back on purpose. According to him, Stefanski's ego won't let him admit that his system isn't working, so instead of adapting, he's keeping Shedeur on the sideline just to protect his pride. That's not leadership. That's sabotage. Bush even reminded fans that Stefanski's track record isn't all that impressive when you look closely. A couple of lucky seasons, a few flashes of success, and now the truth's catching up to him. For Bush, the message was simple and loud. If the Browns want to move forward, Stefanski has to go. Cleveland needs fresh leadership, someone bold enough to unleash their full potential and stop treating their best talent like a backup plan. Inside the team, the frustration is boiling over. You can feel the energy shifting. The trust between players and coaching staff is starting to crack. Myles Garrett, Garrett Bush, and countless voices in the media have joined together in calling out Stefanski's poor decision-making and stale play calling. The message is unified: enough is enough. Even with the Browns struggling week after week, Stefanski keeps doubling down on Dillon Gabriel, a quarterback who's clearly buckling under pressure. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders, the player who could actually spark this offense back to life, remains benched for reasons no one can justify. Fans, reporters, and players are all asking the same thing. Why is he still being held back? Myles Garrett's not just frustrated, he's furious. He's made it clear this isn't just about one quarterback or one game plan, it's about the entire direction of the team. He's tired of watching his effort on defense go to waste while the offense keeps collapsing. Garrett's passion and anger are sending a message to the front office. Either wake up and fix this mess or risk losing the respect of your best players. The Browns are at a crossroads now. Will they finally hand the keys to Shedeur Sanders and see what he can do? Or will they keep clinging to Dillon Gabriel and drag this team deeper into the mud? The tension's reaching a breaking point. And with Garrett's voice getting louder every week, that pressure could soon force real change inside the locker room. So what do you think? Should Cleveland give Shedeur the shot he's earned? Or is it time to cut ties with Gabriel altogether? Drop your thoughts below. This debate's just getting started. The entire city of Cleveland feels like it's standing on edge right now. The fans, the players, even the staff know this can't keep going on. The season's hanging by a thread, and Kevin Stefanski's once controlled image has completely shattered. What was once just a locker room disagreement has exploded into a full-blown crisis that everyone can see. Each passing week, Shedeur Sanders' name echoes louder across social media and sports talk shows. Fans chanting, analysts demanding, even former players hinting that the Browns are making a massive mistake. It's no longer just about football, it's about respect, leadership, and the future of an organization that keeps tripping over its own pride. Myles Garrett's patience, gone. Garrett Bush's criticism, relentless. And the people who once defended Stefanski are now quietly backing away, realizing the truth. The man has lost the locker room. The players aren't buying into his message anymore, and the fans have had enough of the same tired excuses. When your leaders start questioning your direction publicly, you've officially lost control of the ship. The Browns don't just need a spark, they need a revolution, and that revolution begins with giving Shedeur Sanders the ball. Every ounce of frustration inside that building points back to one decision, the one Stefanski refuses to make. You can feel it in every press conference, every headline, every sideline clip. Something's about to give, and when it does, it's going to shake Cleveland to its core. What happens next could define the future of this franchise for years. Either Stefanski finally swallows his pride and lets Shedeur take over, or he doubles down and watches the entire season collapse under the weight of his own stubbornness.
You're going to lose the locker room. It just take the right person to say something. A Denzel Ward, a Myles Garrett, your captains, you'd be like, listen, we need to do something. I mean, to see Myles Garrett frustrated like that, the way he was, understanding that offensively, we not getting it done, knowing the change needs to be made. I mean, but I think that's a hill that Kevin Stefanski is willing to die on.
Because right now, it's not just about winning games. It's about saving what's left of the team's trust, their unity, and their belief in the man leading them. And if that means a new era has to begin, one where Shedeur Sanders finally gets his shot, then maybe that's exactly what Cleveland's been waiting for all along. The moment that changes everything could be closer than anyone thinks. The clock's ticking, the pressure's building, and the city's voice is getting louder by the day. Start Shedeur, end the excuses, fix this before it's too late. Because when it all blows up, and it will, the question won't be why it happened, it'll be why the Browns didn't act sooner. Stay locked in, because this storm in Cleveland isn't over. It's only getting louder. For every insider leak, every locker room whisper, and every breaking update on the Browns' quarterback chaos, you already know where to find it. Right here on Huddle Files. If this saga had you shook, wait till you see what's next. You already know what it is. Huddle Files got the real, raw, and unfiltered breakdowns. So don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and share this with someone who needs to catch up.